You may know Elon Musk as the CEO of Tesla Corporation, the makers of those wonderful electric vehicles that can take you from Los Angeles to Las Vegas without stopping. However, he has a sizable interest in space exploration as well. Elon Musk, who is worth an estimated $21 billion according to Forbes magazine, is a native of South Africa and is the quintessential nerd, having been bullied in school before he went on to receive a PhD in applied physics and material sciences at Stanford, and then went into other entrepreneurial activities. After co-founding a company which ultimately became PayPal and walking away with a buyout of $165 million, Musk went on to other activities, including Tesla and SpaceX. A little more about SpaceX and what they plan for us. With about $100 million of his early fortune, Musk founded Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX, in May 2002. Musk is the CEO and Chief Technical Officer of the Hawthorne, California-based company. SpaceX develops and manufactures space launch vehicles with a focus on advancing the state of rocket technology. As you know, the United States government has backed away recently from its space exploration program, leaving a gap for Elon Musk to fill. SpaceX is both the largest private producer of rocket engines in the world and holder of the record for the highest thrust-to-weight ratio for a rocket engine. SpaceX has produced more than 100 operational Merlin 1D engines, currently the world's most powerful engine for its weight. Musk's goal is to reduce the cost of human spaceflight by a factor of 10. In a 2011 interview, he said he hopes to send humans to Mars' surface within 10 to 20 years. Musk stated he wants to establish a Mars colony by 2040 with a population of 80,000. Musk stated that since Mars' atmosphere lacks oxygen, all transportation would have to be electric. Electric cars, electric trains, Hyperloop, electric aircraft. SpaceX intends to launch a Dragon spacecraft on a Falcon Heavy in 2018 to soft land on Mars. This is intended to be the first of a regular cargo mission supply run to Mars, building up to later crewed flights. Musk states in June 2016 that the first unmanned flight of the larger Mars Colonial Transport (MCT) spacecraft is aimed for departure to the Red Planet in 2022, to be followed by the first manned MCT Mars flight departing in 2024. In September 2016, Musk revealed details of his plan to explore and colonize Mars. But the Iridium project has had challenges. In September of 2016, there was a failure of one of his rockets. The September 1 failure occurred as the Falcon 9 upper stage was being filled with fuel in preparation for a static firing of the vehicle's first stage Engine 1 preparation for a scheduled September 3rd launch. SpaceX has since said that placing payloads for both government and commercial customers on the rocket for static firing has been a common practice at SpaceX for several years. Musk said one of the mysteries to be solved in the investigation is what sparked the fireball, given that none of the rocket's motors were ignited. The Iridium project. What you're looking at is a replica of a first-generation Iridium satellite, manufactured by Motorola. The Iridium satellite constellation provides voice and data coverage to satellite phones, pagers, and integrated transceivers over the Earth's entire surface. The constellation consists of 66 active satellites in orbit required for global coverage and additional space satellites to serve in case of failure. Satellites are in the low Earth orbit at a height of approximately 485 miles, 781 kilometers, and inclination of 86.4 degrees. Orbital velocity of the satellite is approximately 17,000 miles per hour. Next Generation Constellation. Iridium is launching during 2017 and 2018 Iridium Next, a second-generation worldwide network of telecommunication satellites consisting of 66 satellites with 6 in-orbit spares and 9 on-ground spares. In June 2010, Iridium signed the largest commercial rocket launch deal ever at that time, a U.S. $492 million contract with SpaceX to launch 70 Iridium Next satellites on the Falcon 9 rockets from 2015 to 2017 via the Vandenberg Air Force Base. The final 2 satellites will be orbited by a single launch. At the time of the launch, the first batch, the second flight of 10 was planned to launch only 3 months later, in April 2017. However, in a February 15th statement, Iridium said SpaceX pushed back the launch of its second batch of Iridium Next satellites from April to mid-June 2017. The second launch, which occurred on June 25, 2017, delivered another 10 Iridium Next satellites to low Earth orbit, LEO, on SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. A third launch, which occurred on October 2017, delivered another 10 satellites as planned to LEO. SpaceX is targeting 5 subsequent Iridium Next launches, approximately every 2 months thereafter. Iridium Next 4 launched with 10 additional satellites on December 23, 2017. Vandenberg Air Force Base Space Launch Complex 4. Final Titan IV launch from SLC-4E in 2005. Space Launch Complex 4, SLC-4, is a launch and landing site at Vandenberg Air Force Base with 2 pads, both of which are used by SpaceX for Falcon 9 launch operations. The complex was previously used by the Atlas and Titan rockets between 1963 and 2005. It consisted of 2 launch pads, SLC-4W, SLC-4E, which were formerly designated PAL-C2-3, PAL-C2-4, respectively. Both pads were used by the Atlas Agena rockets, but were later rebuilt to handle Titan rockets. The designation SLC-4 was applied at the time of the conversion to the launch the Titleist. Both pads at Space Launch Complex 4 are currently leased by SpaceX. SLC-4E is leased as a launch site for the Falcon 9 rocket, which first flew from Vandenberg on September 29, 2013, following a 24-month refurbishment program which had started in early 2011. SpaceX began a 5-year lease of Launch Complex 4 West in February 2015 in order to use that area as a landing pad to bring back VTVL Return to Launch Site first stage boosters of the reusable Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles. The Falcon. SpaceX refurbished SLC-4E for Falcon 9 launches in a 24-month process that began in early 2011. The draft environmental impact assessment, with finding of no significant impact, was published in February 2011. Upcoming launches. January 2018, Falcon 9 FT. January 30th, Falcon 9 FT. Early 2018, Falcon 9 FT. March, May, June, July, and throughout 2018, the Falcon 9 has numerous launches planned. So, was this launch a secret? No, it was not. This SpaceX launch has been calendared previously, and was known by some that it would launch on December 22nd at 5:27 Pacific time. It just was not widely known. Therefore, when the residents of Southern California got a look in the sky, the fear was that it was anything from aliens to North Korean nuclear bombs. But it was a spectacular light show, and we definitely enjoyed it. So thank you, SpaceX, for making our Friday night interesting. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.